Hello friends! So today for my vlog, since I have no interesting stories, I've invited my brother, who is just back from scout camp, to tell a story called Titanic. What is up? So, as you heard, recently I went to this massive scout camp, with a lot of people at it, like over 9,000! Not quite, but so there's this thing that we have to do where we have these two canoes right here, two canoes, and there was this big plywood thing holding them together. So my group and another group went in this weird raft sort of thing, and so we went out on Sylvan Lake. If you haven't heard of it, you don't live in Alberta, or you're a disgrace. Um, So we went out on Sylvan Lake, and there's a few other groups on rafts of similar fashion, and so we were going around splashing people with our paddles and stuff. And then one of them sunk, not ours, but then we had to take on two extra passengers, which weighed down our raft quite a bit. So as we were going back to shore, someone had the brilliant idea of sinking the raft. So it had 12 people on it, and two of which were frantically trying to get water in the boat, one of which was frantically trying to get it out. Neither of which were me, but oh well. So eventually the two people trying to get water in the boat gave up and went into the second canoe beside it. Two canoes, and this one going into that one. But yeah, and then they went into that canoe. The person who was bailing got a lot of the water out, and then uh, one of the people who was trying to sink it before, they sat down with a lot of force, and the raft just sunk. Like the one side of the canoe just went underwater, and then I was on the other canoe. So it did this kind of Titanic thing where we went up, and I jumped off and just kind of sank into the water, and only the plywood platform was above the water. And it was freezing that day. It was like 10 in the morning, and there was no sun out, all cloudy in an Alberta lake. If you haven't been in an Alberta lake, you probably never been to a lake in Alberta. But some people backstage finding my jokes funny. Not funny. If you've never been to an Alberta lake, you haven't been to a lake in Alberta. That is comedy gold. Continue. Anyway, so where was I? Right, the coldest of Alberta lakes. So we had to. We're wearing life jackets, scout over safety. Not over safety for that. Part of scout safety. Not gonna diss scouts. Diss their safety. But so we had to push the raft back to shore. We couldn't touch the bottom, so we were kicking in the water. So we got it about maybe 10 meters, and then this motorboat came and picked everyone up from the raft and brought us to shore as some of the volunteers that worked at the camp pulled back the raft in some kayaks. So we had a nice ending to the Titanic. And then, I don't know, we went kayaking after that, which was kind of boring, to be quite honest. Nothing sank. About 20 people flipped, but nothing sank. So, bye. Okay, hi. So while he was talking, I created an illustration of this story, which really sucks, but here it is. Oh, and now all the writing is gonna be backwards, isn't it? I can't even, yep. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway, here's the two canoes. What are you doing? Watching. I'll show you it after. Here's the two canoes. My parents are laughing at me from the next room, and they think I can't hear them. There's like a wood thing connecting them and a pump that'll take water when you pump that. And take it out the hose. Well, I drew it in, so I have to explain it. Here, I drew Colin and right there. And I drew the dude putting water in, and the dude putting water out.
Jared and JJ.
Yes, there's JJ, there's Jared. I've just labeled them water in and water out.
Very scientific.
Yeah. So, that's my picture. Yay.
What's with the fish?
The fish? There is no fish.
What the heck is that?
It says pump and it says hose down there.
I'm far away, I can't
And there's
it looks like a fish.
You can't even, that's not a fish.
That is a fish.
Oh, actually kind of is. Never mind.
There's no fish in, well, there's not good fish in that lake. There's cinder blocks in that lake. There's no fish in that lake.
Fantastic. Here, you can look at the picture. I apologize for the bad lighting throughout this video. There are literally like 5 million lamps. Actually 2. But, yeah.
Should have lit the candles.
No.
I told you.
No fire.
I warned you.
What
did you listen?
What did you? Oh, you're just a harmless little bunny. Thanks for continuing the scene.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.